Hey everybody, welcome back to another Flipping Tables. I am excited about this game, High Noon. This game had just finished its Kickstarter. It is going to be available in retail very soon. We actually spoke to the creator, Dwight, on a kicking table, so check that out. I'm going to put a link right there above Tico's head, and you can learn a little bit more about it there. But High Noon, I was excited about this game before it hit Kickstarter, and I actually backed it myself. Well, full disclosure, we were sent this to review just before the Kickstarter started, and but I also backed the Kickstarter. I felt just
Fun.
as excited for this game, so I decided to back it as well. But let's have a look at the components. Absolutely fantastic components. This is the base set. This is what they call the starter kit for High Noon. Comes with 4 different factions. We've got Elsu's Warband, which are basically they're Indians, and this all takes place in Wild West. So we've got the Indians, and then some of the characters are so detailed. There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Like, absolutely fantastic. I keep going out. Sorry about that. I love this guy. I love this guy right here.
Leaping
Look at that.
double tomahawk attack. It's
And then there's the chief. And they all have this amazing quality to it.
very detailed.
We've got Rough Riders, we've got we've got the sheriff and the deputy, which are these guys right here. Good.
That one's dead now.
The deputy and the sheriff. The quality of these are so good, and there's little details. Let me show you what they do. So the Rough Riders, for example, there's 3 different Rough Riders. And so how do you know the difference between each of the 3 Rough Riders? They all look the same in their pose, but on it there's these 2 little notches,
It's slightly different.
right, that show you that that's Rough Rider 2. I keep going out of frame. I am very sorry about that. Rough Rider 2, this is Rough Rider 1, sorry, 3. You can see the 3 little notches there.
Notches there, yeah.
And of course, Rough Rider 1 has a single notch on them. And that's the same with the Outlaws. The Outlaws all have little notches. If there's more than one of that character, you see the notches on the bottom of the character, so you know which one they are.
They're still unique. They are slightly different poses for most of them. So you still
Oh, this guy's missing an
he's
arm.
just missing an arm. That's
They
an
are.
unfortunate story with with that outlaw.
All of the Rough Riders or the Outlaws are the same pose, and same with the Rough Riders.
It was a bear attack.
So, yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, to have some flavor to it. He's got a
The quality of these pieces. This is the map pieces. Look at this. This is like beautiful, high quality, like a plastic material.
It's like a fancy placemat.
Yeah, but it's not cardboard. This is really high quality. You can see the shine on it.
Yeah, it's got it's got a plastic, so it's not going to warp. It's not so like when you're matching these things up on the table, they're going to stay flat.
They're going to sit nicely as you match them up, and they come with multiples. What we have on the table is just a sample of the pieces that come in. What we have here is the starter. This is the starter sheet, starter area for the sheriff. This is the starter area for the Rough Riders, and we've just placed a sample map here on the board.
Little one.
You would choose who you're going to play with, and you would put your guys where they belong on your map. And so the sheriff and his deputy go here. Thank you. So we're not going to move. We're not going to use these guys for now. But as an example, we would choose where we want to, who we want to play as. We put them in their starter location. Out on the board, we're going to put a bunch of these loot crates. And these will be placed randomly throughout the board. There's rules behind it.
Can't be too close to start. Can't be too close to other ones to start. You can't just lump them.
And so as you're playing this game, this is a Wild West shootout. You are literally playing over the course of 9 or 12 rounds, and this is the round marker. So you put a marker on 1, and it goes around until you get to round 12. And if you're still alive,
if you make it,
I have not made it to round 12 yet. Somebody has won before that. So this game, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, the starter kit is for 1 to 4 players, but they're going to be releasing new packs, new add-ons continuously,
new posses
until you can basically have unlimited number of players. It doesn't matter how many players. And imagine what that shootout is going to be. That's going to be massive.
You're going to need a bigger table.
Oh, huge table. Again, you're going to make a custom map, and it's a shootout. Each character, look at all the characters here. These is the character boards. Again, really nice, high quality cardboard boards. And this is where, so Colonel Rogers and his Rough Riders
Yep.
are here. We have their health down the bottom. So you put a little marker, and when they reach the crossbones, that character is dead. They each have a speed as well as a range, and the range is how far you can shoot in a straight line, essentially. So it's got to be in a straight line, either horizontally, vertically, or on a diagonal.
The way bullets work.
Exactly the way bullets work. But the diagonal is considered 2 movements per diagonal, because you're essentially going 1-2. And so even if you're shooting diagonally, that's considered a movement of 2. And so you take your character, whoever you're deciding to be. I was Deputy Gates and Sheriff Garrett, so there are only 2 of them, but both of them have greater health than your typical minion. And I love this game. I have played it several times, and I'm in love with this game. Look at the quality of the cards. This is how you decide what you're moving. You notice here, there's no dice. You're not rolling. You're not doing anything. This is kind of a bit of like a chess. Good strategy.
It's a skirmish game. So you're moving, you're getting yourself into better position in order to be able to use your attack cards. And your cards, most of the cards have either an attack or a defense.
Right. So let's look at some of these cards. So Deputy Gates, and this is the cards for Sheriff Garrett and his gang. So the 2 of them.
Sheriff and the deputy.
For the Sheriff Garrett posse. And so Deputy Gates has cards for him. This allows the player to either use it to shoot for 1 damage or defend for 4. And look at how the cards look. They look like old Western playing cards.
It is. It's a deck of old style like Western playing cards. And
right.
Absolutely gorgeous artwork on them. They feel so thematic to
absolutely.
To the Old West. Like just they got sort of like a weathered look about them. They look fantastic. And
right.
Yeah, like you've got your dual action cards, basically your attack and defend, and then some have some extra little things on them.
Exactly.
Like, some flavor on them.
You can defend. Where's the ones that you actually hated? So I can. There it is. After defending, so return fire. Use the card to defend, but after defending, attack for 4.
Yeah.
So you can basically return fire and hopefully do some damage to the person attacking you.
Yeah, and there's some other fun ones here. Specific. These are Colonel Rogers is the cavalry. So he's got. I've never got to hold things up to the camera before, so I don't know exactly where you go.
So if the target is an Indian, you would actually attacking for 8.
Yeah, so it's very thematic because
bit of a controversial card too, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
But it's the Wild West. It's very thematic. Some people may not enjoy that kind of a thing. But it's thematic. It's old school.
It's like watching a Western.
Old Western.
This is one that I got to the table quite a few times. So it's a Colonel Rogers card. And so focus fire, anybody that he attacks or targets on this turn, it'll add +2 to the attack power of his minions, so to speak.
So let's talk a bit about the loot. So the loot on the table, if you get a character up beside it, you can decide to loot that. You'd flip it over to say it's looted, but this was a firearms. So you would take 3 cards from the firearms deck. You would look at them and decide which ones you want to take, and you would attach it to the person who's looting it, to the character looting it. So it gives you an extra weapon, a range of 6 shotgun that does 9 damage. That's pretty powerful. Yeah. A range of 10 masterful revolver. And so all you do is you put a little token when you equip this. You put a little token on, and it's got a use. 6 times you can use that to do an extra 4 damage, along with whatever damage you do with that character, with your regular weapon. You also have gear. This allows you to add like a long-range sight to a weapon. There's explosive rounds that can attach to certain weapons as long as they use the same type of ammo. Hunting knife, a steel chest plate you can equip to your character to give extra shield. And then there's rations, which give you things like health potions,
beans, of course.
Yeah, heal 1 point, draw 2 cards. Snake oil, heal 3 points. So you want to get to the loot and loot it so you have extra abilities for each of your characters. You know, there's a lot going on in this game, and there's a lot more coming to this game in the future. And we are hoping to cover all of the High
Yeah, it
Noon
is.
expansions. I highly recommend this game. Super thematic, extremely fun, and a really great strategy game.
Yeah.
You are really thinking turns ahead as to what you got it, what you need to do,
And
because you can only move based on your speed, and then you can only do one action, which is attacking or looting or whatever. You know, one action per turn. So you really need to think through what it is you want to
you need
do.
to make sure you're not leaving yourself out in the open. Making sure that you are shooting either from behind cover, which
Right.
halves your damage, or out in the open, but making sure that you're not leaving your opponent a good line of sight to nail you as well.
Again, High Noon, it's available now. Go check out highnoongame.com. It just finished the Kickstarter, did extremely well. Lots of extra posses coming as well. So go check that out. I love this game, and I cannot wait to get my Kickstarter copy of it personally, with all the extra stuff in it. I highly recommend it personally. Tico, what do you think?
Absolutely love this game.
Perfect. Check it out. High Noon. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again next time. More like we'll talk at you, I think, really, because they're not really responding.
They could, and we'd engage if they wished to do so.
High Noon. Subscribe down below.